What up, YouTube? We're doing a lesson today on how to apply frame data. So first of all, I need to teach you what frame data is and how it's used, alright? You can imagine there are boxes around each character, right? You can imagine there's a green box around my Yamcha, and it's called a hurt box. So if anything attacks my hurt box, I will go into stun. So whenever I throw out a normal, a hitbox comes out. You can imagine a red box right wherever that attack is. That's a hitbox, right? Whenever a hitbox comes in contact with a hurt box, they'll go into stun. So if they're blocking, they'll go into block stun, and if they're not blocking, they'll go into hit stun, right? So all that explained, now I can explain frame data a little bit easier. A frame is like a picture. So what you're seeing here is not actually a video. It's 60 pictures every second. 60 of them. And when we're talking about frame data, what we're talking about is basically a length of time. So a frame is 1/60th of a second. For example, if I press jab, you'll see attack startup 7. That means it takes 7 frames of startup. 7 frames before this move will connect to their hurt box, right? So if he were to do a faster move at the same time that I would hit a button, like this 6-frame move, and then I would get hit. To demonstrate that, I'm gonna go to enemy settings, change it to guard all, then we're gonna have him do crouching light, right? So remember, crouching light is 6 frames. See, attack startup 6 frames. My standing light is 7 frames, so that would mean that he's faster. If you don't know this, 6M is neutral on block, which means we can both act at the same time. So he's gonna block this, I'm gonna press standing light, he's gonna do crouching light, and he's gonna win. See? Now, if I do crouching light, we will trade, because we both came out in 6 frames. Does that make sense? That's startup, okay? That's attack startup. So besides startup frames, we also have active frames and recovery frames. So if you can imagine, whenever you press the button, your startup is like the amount of time, if you were actually throwing a punch, the amount of time it takes for your punch to reach out full extended, right? Then your active frames, with a light, it's probably just 1 or 2 frames. That's the amount of time that the actual hit box, the box that you can't see, is on screen. The more active frames a move, the longer it'll take to hit you. So for example, a beam has a lot of active frames. So if I set him to jump, see if I can get him to jump over beam. See, he jumped over beam, but then he still fell down into it because the beam has a lot of active frames. I'm not sure how many it has, but it's probably like 25, 30. So that's the amount of time that you could be put into stun by that move. Does that make sense? And then you have recovery frames. Recovery frames is the amount of time it takes for your punch to get back here so that you can throw another punch again. So recovery is any time, let me set him back to stand. Recovery is the amount of time it takes before you can do something again. Before you can block, before you can jump, before you can backdash, or anything else. It's the amount of time before you are completely recovered to do another move. Alright? Now, some moves recover faster than other moves. Now, if you have a faster recovery than your opponent, so your opponent gets put into stun, right? Let's say block stun. Let me turn this off for now. If you have a move that recovers faster than your opponent, so you recover before they come out of stun, then you would be plus on block. So for example, this move is plus. If you see where it says frame advantage, on the left it says 4, and then on the right it says -4. That means I'm plus 4. That means I recovered 4 frames before he did. I came out of recovery before he comes out of block stun, right? So if I was to set this to jump, you'll see what I'm talking about a little bit better. We'll set it to up. So now he's gonna block this, and we're both gonna jump. You see, I jumped first. That means it's plus, right? Now other moves, well, I'm gonna do this again. Like this here. This is minus. Let me turn this off so you can see better. There we go. -3, right? So -3 is safe. Like this move right here, safe. -5. Because the fastest moves in the game are 6 frames, right? That means it's safe. I can't be punished. If this move was -7, then I could be punished by a 6-frame move. You see that? So if I did something like, let me think of something that's punishable. This move, I think. Oh, that's -4. Let's do, I know this is punishable. -8. See? So if I did something like this, I could get punished. Let me turn him on jab. We'll do crouch jab because it's 6 frames. And see, I was holding block. Because I'm -8 and his move came out in 6 frames, I get punished. Alright? So that's how you use startup frames. The frame advantage and the startup frames are what you're going to use the most in this game. You really need to know, that's why they put it there for you. How fast the move is. Like that was 14 frames, right? Like as a Yamcha player, you would really want to know how fast you can do that, right? I said 12 frames, but I know you can get it in 8. See, 8 frames. So your startup, you use to see whose turn it is, which moves are best from certain ranges. You might be thinking, well, it was my turn. Why did I get hit? It's because you did a button that wasn't good. So this move is +2, right? And this move has a startup of 11 frames. So sometimes range is more important. If you need to hit him from this distance, a light isn't the fastest way to get there. You know, I could hit him with this move, but that's 19 frames, right? So standing medium is probably my safest bet with 12 frames. Or this is also 12 frames from that range. And that's how you can figure this out. How you should do this in practice mode is you should go to different ranges. Go to this range. Okay, this is my fastest move. Go to this range. Oh, that's no longer my fastest move. Crouching light doesn't work anymore. I have standing medium. Oh, standing medium was 11 frames from this range. So if I'm in this range, the fastest way to attack is 11 frames, right? That's how you can use your frame data for startup. And the other way you want to use it is you want to know when it's your turn and when it's not your turn. Knowing that, oh, that's -8. That's not safe. Oh, that's -5. That is safe, you know? Oh, that's +4. I get to do whatever I want. You know, like, we've gone over startup frames, active frames, recovery frames, knowing when you're plus and minus on block. Hey, enjoyed the video? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have an idea for a video you'd like to see, leave it in the comments below. Bye-bye.